It's not that difficult, but I mean, obviously the realism of it, you're just like, oh, this is crazy.
So you're perfect. You're an airline pilot today, and you used to be a kid who simmed a lot.
Yeah.
You're perfect person to ask this because there's many people out there who play Flight Simulator.
Okay.
And for good reason, because, it is a lot like the real thing. It's a lot not like the real thing.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah.
Looking back, how helpful was flights? I know my answer to this.
Yeah.
In your opinion, how helpful, if someone out there is watching and says, I want to be a pilot, I play flight sim, how helpful is flight simming to becoming a pilot, looking back?
I think how do I describe it? I think any extra information is going to help you, right?
Okay.
I think that's how it is in general. It's good for practice. A lot of people use it for practice and stuff, right? But also, you can play flight sim without doing anything seriously. So you might not ever learn anything. You might know what instruments look like, and honestly, you probably don't even get the flight director set up, right? But when you...
So, but even if you're not doing anything, you're still flying and landing.
Yeah, so I guess you have somewhat of understanding. You don't really know what the knowledge is, but you kind of understand some sort of tendencies if the flight sim is realistic enough. But yeah, no, I think it's helpful. I do think it's helpful. You'll find that when you actually get into the real thing, it's a bit different, and there's a lot more factors too. Because if you're not let's say you're not editing the weather. You're always landing in actually though, when it's early in the morning,
the weather,
no, I'm saying when I'm flying in the morning or at night and it's just glassy, I'm like, it's flight sim. I'll say that too. I'm sitting up there and I'm just looking out and I'm like, this is like flight simulator. It's so smooth, because you don't have turbulence. You're not putting turbulence, not putting wind in there. The real world is a lot different than the sim world.
That's a great thing. So you're saying if someone is using the sim for the purpose of actually becoming a pilot, one of the biggest favors they could do for themselves is use real world conditions.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that at all.
You're not?
No.
Then why would it be a problem if I set my weather to clear and then in the real world it's not?
I don't think it's a problem. I'm just saying the sim, I don't even know what I'm saying. The sim,
what are you saying, Andy?
I'm just saying, okay, the sim will help you out no matter what, right?
Helpful for instrument.
You're gaining some sort of knowledge, right? You're gaining some sort of knowledge.
Right.
Any knowledge is going to be good. I'm just saying that the real world has a lot of stuff, a lot of rules that you probably weren't aware of.
Right.
You can take flight sim very seriously. I know people have there's ATC things
Pilot Edge.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff where you can literally talk to someone and they're doing it the right way. And then you can find YouTube videos where they're like, hey, this is how you set up a box and this is how you XYZ. I'm sure you can learn a ton of stuff that way, right?
You could probably learn how to fly a Q400 off YouTube alone, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, there's flight sim people who show tutorials.
There's the Majestic Q400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Startup
That's 95% accurate to what we do.
Yeah.
Same FMS, same everything, honestly.
So you could, flight, it sounds like flight sim will teach you as deep as you want to get on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't even know. So, the feds, they talk about stuff flight training. Flight training, it has to be treated as if you have to do background checks and stuff like that because it has to be treated as if it's a weapon, right?
But sim, anyone could
I'm
sim.
literally dude, they have these sims so accurate.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I remember in Flight Sim X, there's this add-on, the PMDG 737NG or whatever.
Dude, that's 1-to-1.
That thing is insane. The stuff that this plane is doing, I can't even believe it. The add-on itself is more valuable than the sim ever would be. The add-on just has so much information. It's okay, so learning how to fly a plane, you got to get you got to make sure that they won't teach it to people that aren't U.S. citizens, right? Or you have to go through some paperwork to get that done. But I'm sitting here bro, they can just sit on Flight Simulator and learn it anyway,
That is so fascinating. I actually fly the 737. I still sim. I sim all the time. Less these days. I don't have as much time, but I do sim. I have it on my computer and I love it.
Yeah.
And the 737 is actually I've flown that. I spent more hours on the 737 than any other airplane, and it is unbelievable. I can confidently sit here and tell you that I can fly a 737 from cold and dark to cold and dark at one airport to another.
Yeah.
Confidently. Will the landing be pretty?
Probably not. Yeah. That's all that matters.
But who cares?
Can you get it to the ground? Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will get it to the ground. I'll walk away and you could reuse the airplane. How's that? All from a simulator. Uh-huh. Which so fascinating that you talk about the background check. I never thought of it that way because you really don't need a background check to play Flight Simulator.
That guy stole a plane and flew it around.
Right.
he didn't have any flight training.
Right.
They didn't think that he was going to be a weapon to use for flight training. It just, whatever. We have so much technology these days, man. You can't hide anything.
Right.
Once it gets out and once someone has an idea, like, I mean, what are you going to do?